I help you? Is there something I can do for you?
working. Um, Thanks for the heads up there. That sounds terrible, though, dude. I would probably suggest seeing a doctor, man. You know, if you're feeling disoriented and weak, that could be. I mean, I'm not obviously not a doctor by any stretch, but that could be a sign of like infection or something. Okay, cool. So I'm looking for the dissident priests. Dispute temple doctrine and are outlawed and persecuted by the temple ordinators, arrest, impers- imprison heretics, and the empire cannot interfere. Breakers of truth lists their beliefs. In brief, they challenge the purity and divinity of the tribunal, suggesting their powers are sorcerers, not divine, perhaps akin to the powers of Dagoth-Ur. They condemned the arbitrary power of the ordinators and accused the temple hierarchy of self-interest and corruption. Well, that isn't particularly helpful. Lost prophecies to her. There are nerve-wrenching prophecies that have not, but that have been lost. 7 curses and others. Some of them are forgotten, some hidden, some deliberately lost. Wise women of memory and Velothi, but distant priests of the temple study Nerevarine prophecies and record them in books. Such written words never die. You must go to them and ask for these books. Alright, so I need to go to a temple. Luckily, I have a spell that might just help out with that. Not quite. It's alright. So, last night ended on a rather frustrating note. As it turns out, there's a game-breaking bug in Skyrim. And I found one. There are probably several, but I found one. Basically an item necessary to complete the main quest in the game dissolved when I didn't loot it from a corpse in time. So I had to start over from like 10 hours back. It's a bit frustrating. But
Is there something?
but at this point I think I've mostly recovered. I've mostly recovered all my lost progress here in Morrowind. I thought that there was supposed to be... Oh, here's a temple, I think. Is this a temple? It's a barracks. I don't need a barracks, I need a temple. Cool, El Velothi, Jesus. Oh. But yeah, I've been playing through the morning, and I think I've mostly caught up to where I was, storyline-wise, but... I think I lost some progress on some of the side missions I was doing. It happens. Let's go to Eldaroon. I think they've got a temple. Yeah, that was exactly the thing. I could have fixed it easily with a command console, but playing on PC, or I'm playing on Xbox. Just goes to show, never play on Xbox. Actually, if anything, it's a sign that maybe Bethesda games should be played on PC because they are buggy and at least they give you ways to fix it. If nothing else. It's kind of a pessimistic view of it, but you know. Alright. Do I want to join the temple? Well, actually, I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about some, you know, heretical information on the Nervine. I don't suppose you know anything about the Lost Prophecies? No, not you. How about you? Know anything about the Lost Prophecies? No. Okay, how about you? Lost Prophecies? No, no Lost Prophecies. Okay. Let's see. Oh, you might know me. I'm kind of a big deal. I don't suppose you know anything about the Lost Prophecies? About you? No. Actually, I didn't scroll down far enough, I think. Yeah, no Lost Prophecies for you. Well, here's Blasphemous Revenants. Oh, I suppose I probably actually have to go to the Vivek Temple, don't I? The big one. Yeah, that might be the case. I kind of wish that they had left it in on the PC. I don't know what they would have done to trigger it. Like, maybe hold down both triggers and then hit select or something. And then bring up the console commands where you could just use the on-screen keyboard that they've given you for everything else. Okay, I mean, and if I thought of that in just a second or two, I'm sure that they could have, if they wanted to, implemented it in some form on the console, but they just didn't. And I am paying the price.
Make a special trip just for you. Same low price. We make a special trip just for you.
Well, let's do some airwalk. I don't know if you were around when I had my when I went through and created all of my new weapons and armor, got them all enchanted and everything. To give you a time frame of when how much progress I had lost, I had to go through and actually recreate all of my lost enchanted gear. It hurts. But at least this time I was able to go back and rename my gear. Because I think before I had everything basically just named whatever the default was. Alright, I suspect I need to make my way to the library down here.
Yes, sir. What do you think of our city, Outlander?
Can you tell me a little about the, dissident priests? You hear they stuck that dissident priest guy Malarom in the Ministry of Truth? I guess the temple priests and ordinators figured they can straighten him out in there. I'll bet they can. Ministry of Truth, huh? Sounds rather Orwellian. The Ministry of Truth is a celestial body suspended by Vivek's mighty power over the great temple of Hyphain in the Vivek city. Oh, that thing. That big floating thing in the sky. Subtle. Well, just, looking for the library where I might find some banned books. Canon offices.
Yeah.
Pretty sure the library was around these parts. These cantons get me all conflubulated. Especially the temple, because nothing is where it ought to be. Okay, so this way. Library.
What is it?
Oh, hello. So, got anything on them lost prophecies? We can't talk now. But in the Apographia, the hidden teachings of the temple, there are several extensive references to lost prophecies, prophecies no longer current among the Ashlanders, but recorded earlier in temple pilgrims and scholars. Caius thinks you'll find what you're looking for at the Apocrypha, and I'm trying to get you access to the Apocrypha through the dissident priests. Dispute temple doctrine. Okay.
Go ahead, Outlander. What do you...
I need access to the Apocrypha. Figures it wouldn't just be like laying around here. Here I am looking through all these books, not even looking at the spines. There we go. Yeah, much better. You got any books on the lost prophecies in here? No? How about dissident priests, eh? Alright, Ministry of Truth it is. I just so happen to have a way into there, I do believe. Pardon me, coming through. Out of the way. It's 12 a.m. I think if we wait around for about 8 hours or so, light ought to be, sun ought to be out. There we are. Let's see. See if I can take the long jump express. Dope. Hmm. Hmm. Let's see if I... Let's try this again. Well... Whew. Almost overshot that one. So I suppose this would be the Ministry of Truth, huh? Hall of Processing, lock level 80. I'm sorry, no pilgrims are allowed into the ministry. You'll have to leave. Well, I mean, sure, you could try to keep me out. But you see, I got these things. Alright, I guess I have to use my good stuff. Oh. Kinda dark. Put on my night vision goggles here. Oh, prison keep. That sounds like the kind of place they would keep prisoners. Wow, there certainly are a few people here. I have no idea if I'm even in the right place. So I'm just gonna, you know. Pretty sure being seen here would be considered a crime. So I'll just try to keep to my shadows here. Who am I looking for anyway? don't even know. Could be anybody. Okay. Let's use my amulet of shadows here. Unhide. See if I can talk to people here.
I find myself in pleasant company. Please, share your thoughts.
It's a fair cop. I'm doing me time walking free. Else me poor mum to be worried herself sick. Yeah. Alright. I kind of wonder if I'm even supposed to be here. Like, it just seems a little weird being here. That's all I'm saying.
All right, I'm listening.
Alright. Maybe I'll just unhide myself. Yeah, okay, that's what happened. Goodbye. Oh man, this might take a while. Yeah. So is, I wonder what my bounty is. None. No bounty. Hmm. There you go. Yep, no bounty. So anyway, continuing along my journey. Oh, pardon me. Well, I don't think I'm supposed to be here. Yeah. That's... I think that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Um... well, that's... Oh, that didn't work so great.
Ideal.
Whoops. Alright. So majestic. Alright. Let's try that ring of long jump again. Hopefully this time I won't kill myself. Let's go to Belmora. Talk to Caius, see if he can give me a hint at what I need to do here.
Why walk when you can ride?
Why ride when you can fly?
With pleasure. Please, go ahead. I'm all ears.
Maybe she can find out whether the dissident priests have any lost prophecies. But in the meantime, I have a very tough assignment for you. Do you think you're ready? I'm willing, but cautious. Good. Cautious is smart. I'm going to give you the mission, but I'm going to give you 400 drakes before you head out. Make sure you outfit yourself with healing potions, new gear, and a little training, whatever you think need most. Get the trouble back off there. Okay, continue. Here's your mission. Fort Buckmoth sent a patrol to Narmok, hunting smugglers with the 6th House connections. They found 6th House badges, or base, and a 6th House shrine. 6th House priest named Dagoth Garrus. Speak to champion Risa Pulia at the Fort Buckmoth. She'll tell you about the patrol and 6th House base and your orders. Your orders. Find that base, kill Dagoth Garrus, and bring me the full report on the 6th House base. Okay. So I gotta find the 6th House base and Terra Descender. It's in a cave the locals call Ilunbi. Oh, that sounds familiar. However, the trooper who escaped to report has died of corpus disease. Before he died, the trooper reported fighting with monsters and cultists, and something about a powerful 6th House priest called Dagoth Garrus. But go talk to Reyes of Pula at Fort Buckmoth first. Okay, so where's this Fort Buckmoth? It's Imperial Legion garrison from the Redoran district. The fort lies south of Eldaroon, a short walk from Eldaron's south gate.
Probably nothing.
Alright. Eldaroon. To the south. A 3-point landing. Who was I looking to talk to? Reza Pulia. I'm looking for Reza Pulia. Is she around? I'll go to the interior. Important people tend to be inside the base. Oh, there you are. Great. Yeah, tell me about the 6th house near Narmak. Only one trooper returned. He died soon after, horribly disfigured with corpus disease. And out of his wits and ravings, he spoke of a cavern on the coast, called it Ilunbi. It's not on our maps. Try asking locals in Narmak. They've fought with the cultists and disfigured beasts, corpus monsters. I think they fled the attackers and got lost in the caves when they ran into a half-man creature named Dagoth Garrus. Dagoth Garrus slew the rest of the troll, but spared but one trooper. Told the trooper he was being spared, so he might tell the others that the sleeper awakens, and the 6th house has risen, and Dagoth is Lord, and I am his priest, and all will be one with him in the flesh. The trooper awakened outside the caves and returned here. We couldn't recognize him, and he didn't respond to questions, just kept rambling on like a madman until he died. That is what the dead trooper called the sea caverns where he found the 6th house base. It is not on the maps. No one here has heard of it. Maybe the locals in Narmak. Alright. Well. Enough Narmaking about. All aboard the Long Jump Express. Alright. Alright, so tell me about the Selunaby. That's where they called the Old Sea Cavern up on the north end of the island, right on Kartog Point. Don't poke around in there. It's a convenient smuggler's hole, and they might not welcome visitors. Yes, that's the western coast, not far from here. It's a gigantic boulder. So the orcs consider it a landmark. Why, I don't know. Some orc or another jumped off on a dare. Didn't end well. Alright, so it's on the north of the island, I see. Okay. Alright. So that's Kartog Point. And then Illunaby ought to be nearby. She said it was on the north of the island. So it's probably like right down there. Okay, here it is. Alright, let's put on our night vision. Much better. Oh, I've already been in this cave. Alright, well at least I know what to expect in here. Nice little campfire there. Alright, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and go for a bit. I'll be back later on, I think. Have a good one.